Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest internet radio station on the planet.
Even the other radio stations are tuning in.
Your choice, your music. UChoiceRadio.com.
Thank you for joining us at UChoice Radio. This is the Whateva podcast. We got Ant, Salo, Beast, Gordy, and Neisha Neshae. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself. She's a great singer. She from the D. Been on tour with likes of Big Sean. You should see her track list on Tidal. It's long as fuck. But I'll let you, we got her here, let her tell you. So,
well, I'll keep it short or whatever. My name is Neisha Neshae. I sing and I rap. I've been doing this for about 5 or 6 years now. Just like in the music industry scene and doing things around Detroit and whatnot. I just dropped a new single called Be Yourself, so I got to make sure everyone goes and checks that out. I recently starred in 2 new independent films. One will be premiering soon, I think August 29th, so that'll be super dope. And yeah, I've sung all my life. The rap thing kind of just came with the journey and the progression of me being in the studio with other artists and, just kind of finding my swag and my sound. But yeah, I do this for the people I do this for the young kids who are adopted, who need someone to look up to. I do this to motivate, inspire anyone who's been in my position from, being abused as a child and losing my mom to drugs and whatnot. So I'm just here to be a light for the people that need it.
Growing up in Ypsilanti, how has the music scene influenced you from Ypsilanti, or were you influenced more by Detroit or mainstream?
I would say mainstream was one of my biggest influences. I actually had to do my own research and, stuff like that on the Detroit music industry as I involved myself more in it. But however, I never realized music would have such an impact on my life where I would be involved in the music industry. I played sports when I was in high school. So as I dibbled and dabbled in the music industry, it started enlightening me on the music that I did listen to when I was younger, like Neo and Chris Brown and Missy and Rihanna and, things like that. So definitely mainstream for sure.
Awesome. Speaking of the sports, you keeping up? I see you play basketball. You keeping up with the NBA right now? What's your thoughts on the bubble and the whole virtuality fans going on?
I'm not keeping up with the NBA right now, but I know they just opened it back up, didn't they? Yeah. I'm gonna have to check out some highlights or something and see what's going on. I'm missing out.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. You see the virtual fans in the stands and stuff. It feels kind of weird, but
awesome.
It's like, it's kind of like, damn, this is what we deal with for the next couple of years, man.
Right.
Gotta get adapted to it.
And the benches is spaced out too.
This is crazy. Like this virtual everything is crazy to me. We're attending strip club parties online on Instagram and stuff like it's getting out of control.
I don't got the right friends. I ain't seen that.
Speaking of that, being you talk about being a female artist, and I see type of Beyonce songwriter detail. I'm saying, how hard is it, or what's the difference? You think it's a major difference for coming up as a female artist versus a male artist?
Absolutely. I think just being a female, it's just like they look at you as what you have to bring to the table. So it's definitely about how you carry yourself and you present yourself to people, as well as like you can't always control how people are towards women or like giving them a hard time or questioning them or whether or not they can hold up their end of the stick with a man going against a man in the studio or whatever the case might be. But yeah, I did get to work with Detail in the studio in LA. I was in the studio for 12 hours straight. We did 9 records.
Dang.
And
I
never got the songs. I don't know what happened with that. It was just a lot of politics and stuff like that going on. So he was a cool guy. It was amazing to work with him because, he's written hit records for, you know, the biggest artists in the world, Beyonce, Lil Wayne, B.O.B. I believe. Like he's definitely sweet, but it just, that experience for me was like, it was different. I was young and you know.
Was that before you
I
were
was,
verified? Like on
yep, I
something?
was.
Okay. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at the production credits on most of your songs. I seen a guy named Helliva, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
your
hell of a. He's
how
a major producer out here.
I was working with him. Is that like
He
your
sounded a little muffled.
oh, I'm sorry. I was working with him. Is that like your Kanye to your Jay-Z?
Yeah, I would say so. You know what I'm saying? When I first started doing the music, we locked in like really strong, and we did a lot of records together. This was before he did his records with like T Grizz. He just did a song with Megan Thee Stallion. So I mean, like, he's major. Like, he's a great producer. We just connect, like, you know, naturally. It's never been like a forced thing. He produced my single "I'ma Go Crazy," which just reached over 7 million views on YouTube, and my record before that, "On a Cloud." So yeah, he's definitely my go-to producer. I have one more producer I go to that's super fire, or a couple more, but you know, I try to keep it in-house. I don't really dibble and dabble too far out. I might when I do like my album or something, but when it comes to my music, I know what I want it to sound like, and the producers I work with, you know, they just know how to get it there. So
Like that song, you was like, damn, you fucked that bitch, but you could have fucked them together. I was like, damn, hey.
okay,
I was like, hey, I guess that's what it takes. You got to be honest with them sometimes. Yeah. I'm saying you might get something going.
You gotta tell them like it is. That song went way crazier than I thought it would. I mean, my record "On a Cloud" was just more like a storytelling record. And it resonated with me more because it told my story. So when I came out with "I'ma Go Crazy" and I was talking all that crazy stuff, I didn't think it was gonna do what it did. TikTok made it do that though. It did that last year. Like, it had over 600,000 TikTok videos.
Damn.
So
that's probably what hit. Keeping it real.
for sure.
Good story
My
too.
favorite joint is "I Can't Let It Go."
Yeah, that's my joint. They sleeping on that.
It's a bang.
Thank you.
Speaking of being an artist, you look up to any female artists that kind of open the door for other female artists like Lil Kim, Foxy, all them.
Yeah, absolutely. I've always loved Lil Kim and just her persona and the way she carries herself, the sexy stuff. I've never really seen any other artist that can do it like her. She's one of a kind. Nicki's fire to me. I love Missy. I think she's who I can really relate to and connect with as far as like the creativity goes, and you know, thinking outside the box with, you know, my sounds and my ad libs and my lines in the song, and her style is everything. She's tomboy. Mary J. Blige is my favorite artist. I came up listening to her, so I think that my most favorite artist right now, that was me.
Hey.
Hey.
You got that confidence in sports? You think where that confidence come from? Just growing up knowing you got it, knowing your music the truth, or a little bit of being an athlete?
I'm a Gemini, so.
Yeah, that's all I'm about to say. Okay.
I think that's where it comes from. But I have my shy days and my shy moments where I'm not how, like, you know, but most of the time I am pretty, you know, confident in myself, not arrogantly. I'm super humble, but I just, and the confidence also comes from like just experiencing the effect that I have on people. Like, I didn't always know how special I was, or that my talent was as much of a blessing as it is, or even that my purpose was what it was. But once I tapped in and realized like I have a purpose in what I'm doing, and I should, you know, live with intention and in the moment and all these other things, I was spiritually awakened. So my answers and everything like that are now different, and my approach is different to things. So it's just, confidence is everything. Like, confidence changes how you step in a room. We step in a room and you're not confident, then, you know, the person with their head up and confidence is gonna stand out way more than you are. So
Yeah. But so, well, I know you just used to play basketball, and I put a post out on Facebook today. I was like, anybody else get like kind of put a scenario in, working out, doing something productive. Like I'm running, like when I'm working, I'm imagining like there's a lot right behind me chasing me, so I can run as fast as I can. Like,
yeah.
I'm saying, do you get any like crazy Michael Jordan scenarios in your head, like when you producing music, like, dang, I gotta do this because I don't. That's my ass. Like,
Yeah, all the time. I feel like I'm holding myself to a certain standard. It's like I have to be better than who I was or what I was before the day before, And so when I'm producing, I'm seeing myself doing the video, performing the song. Like I'm seeing fans, like reactions to it while I'm doing it, because all those things matter as well as much as I like the music, but me thinking from the fans' perspective is also important for me. So super visualizer.
When it comes to your videos, you create the concepts for all your videos?
No, not all of them. I have created a lot of them and just like put my ideas together with my videographer, but I love to be hands-on with my videos for sure. This last video I shot a couple days ago for my it'll be the next record that I'm dropping August, I want to say 13th. It's called New Days, New Dollars, but I literally built a swing. I had this wood in my basement. I went and bought some fake flowers and all this other stuff, and I used it for a scene in the video, and it's so fire, and it just inspired me. I'm like on my Missy Elliott stuff, like you can build props. I mean, nobody really likes 6ix9ine anymore, but for anyone who does keep up with him, his room in his house is where he shoots all his videos. Like he just rebuilds the room, and like that saves money, you know what I'm saying, and puts you in just so much creative control. So that's what I'm leaning towards. I want that, and creative in control, independent money.
Right.
With the same team, like we all just
how much
keep
you
the circle tight and just.
How much you charge for a feature? You gotta tell them out there. I know they want you on the track.
I want to say my features are affordable. Like people probably think that I'd be taxing for features, but I'm a firm believer in like this. Like the money is gonna come in time. Like you just keep working hard and keep blessing people with your talent, and it'll all come around. Everything comes as it comes. I get money, so that's not the problem. I'm ready to work with who's hungry and willing to work.
Yeah.
I tax sometimes, but I'm willing to work with whatever budget. Really, I just love music, so that's what it's about for me.
How you feel about that? About taxing these features? You feel like, hey, I'm saying it's affordable, so I'm gonna put you on, or like, hey, I am who I am. Like I know my worth, so I'm gonna tax you this amount. And if you got something to say, hey, and do the feature with me, or it's kind of like in between for you.
If I was you, I'm whacking. I'm serious.
I mean, I whack niggas over the head all the time, but it's just like if it's a female artist and she's just coming up, or if she's from like another city or something and she has woo, like she tells me her budget, I'm gonna work with it because I support female artists, and not only that, like it comes down to the future time if I ever need her or whatever, or want her for some shit. I'm sure she gonna look out because I looked out. Like not even that I be looking out for people for them to look out for me, but that's just how life works. You feel me? It's just all about building relationships and stuff like that. But I've had people who, they from the past disrespected me or whatever, tried to shade me, and they wanted a feature. I'm whacking them over the head with a 2x4, like for sure. Yeah.
What's up?
Because I do know my worth. That I had my moments when I didn't know my worth, and I would let people lowball me and talk me out of my prices because it's like, oh, you charge. Like, no, I'm not in that space anymore. So I'm definitely calling shots for that for sure.
Since starting your music career, you worked with I think Rocky Bad, shared the stage with Snap Dogg, Big Sean. You went on tour with. What was one of the best experiences working with some of those people?
My best experience so far was definitely the Big Sean tour. I mean, that was the biggest tour of my career so far, obviously, and my first one. Something that I'll never forget. My second best experience would be like getting in the studio with French Montana. When I was in the studio with him and Chris Brown had a show, and they left me in the studio. He's left me with a couple of beats to tell me to record. And I was having an anxiety attack because I didn't know if he would like what I recorded while he was gone and all this other stuff. And I just couldn't come up with something I thought would be like fire. And I'll never forget this day how I couldn't get it right. I don't know what the problem was. I was so nervous. This is my first time being in the studio with somebody big like that, other than Big Sean. So, yeah, I just recorded whatever I could come up with, and I left him with it. However, I do have a song with French Montana. I'm not sure when it's coming out, but yeah, that's a moment I'll never forget. That was dope.
Now you got your cobwebs off of that. You feel more comfortable if you get in the studio with him again?
Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna say that, like, but now, seeing as though that was like about 2 or 3 years ago, I want to say, like, yeah, now I could get in the studio with him and we could probably, knock out a few songs.
That's what's up. That's what it take though. And I bet what shows a lot about your character that you still going after that. Some people would have quit. Like, this was my moment. I'm done. So that's what's up.
Yeah.
So I want to bring you into this conversation we had earlier. We need a woman's point of view on it. So Phil found something on Facebook, and people get to sharing. So I'm like, we had a disagreement on it. It wasn't nothing big enough, but we brought it. I was like, bring it to the pod. We gotta bring it and it's perfect to have a woman in the entertainment industry chime in on it. So Phil, you gotta paint the picture.
On Twitter, someone posted a picture of Megan Thee Stallion from 2017. 22 years old, and her appearance was a little more natural. And I just said my preference was basically, I liked how she looked then, and that's how I left it. So a lot of people came on and they said they saw a difference between then and now. And of course, Ant came on and made the statement that he's about to make now.
I said, it ain't for us to set beauty standards no more. I'm like, we can't set beauty standards no more. We ain't at this time. We really can't be giving our opinion on how women look at all. It's like up to y'all how y'all want to look. And he tried to explain like, well, I'm still gonna say what my preference. That's like me calling him racist for not liking white women. I'm like, yeah, that's true, but when you like narrow it down to the black community, at this point, we really can't be doing that to black women. And they both had an opinion like, yeah, but they need, we got to be able to do, I don't want to put words in y'all mouth. So we kind of like, they agree.
We got to be able to have open dialogue, basically. So in a sense of like someone who decides to have augmentations done or whatever, not really hearing that they're beautiful already, is problematic as well, as opposed to looking at it as if I'm downing her for how she looks now. I'm just complimenting her for how she looked before.
Yeah, pretty much point. Like I told one time a girl got her hair done. She used all her natural hair. I'm like, damn, I kind of missed that look, but I'm saying I think you look real beautiful in that look. But I still call it beautiful all the other times. I'm saying when she got it, whatever way she got her hair done, she got a weave or got braids in. But what I'm saying? Me saying that, do you think that's kind of problematic?
I cannot imagine what I was going through earlier in this conversation. Like, this is out of control.
I mean, it's only right to hear from a black woman herself.
I get what you're saying. Like, I mean, the evolution of people is so crazy from from 6 and 10 years apart. If you look at them from then and now, it's like fucking crazy. Because I never, excuse my language, I didn't realize how much of a change I had gone through with my image over the years. So, and when people say stuff like, for example, I had my hair locked and I took the locks out, and people be like commenting under my pictures of me not with locks saying like, where are the locks? Or like, I miss the locks.
Mhm.
And it's like, do you not like this? Do you miss the locks and you don't like this?
Yeah.
But it's like all about what you choose to put your focus on. I believe in free like dialogue or whatever, being able to tell people what it is we're in a sensitive world now. The internet has made the world overly sensitive. People are just defensive now. And if it's something that they're insecure about or that stands out about them, obviously that's what's going to stand out most. Like if you say, like, I miss the natural hair, and it's like, oh, so you don't like my hair, how I look now? It's like, that's on them. That's not even your fault. That's something they feel about themselves, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. We should be able to say our preferences.
But you being pretty famous yourself, you know what I'm saying? You say you got people comment on your photos and stuff. Like, is it like when you look at the comments, you're like, shit, I look good either way. I don't give a damn what you say. Or is it like you said earlier, like, damn, you don't like this, like whatever? Or is it like, I'm saying, shit, I don't give a damn what you think. Like, I know I look good, or on my man, whatever. You got a man, like, my man think I look good either way. What type of scenario is that for you?
To piggyback off of that, do the execs, like the music people, will be trying to push a look on you too.
I personally don't care. Like, people are always gonna have their preferences, and I'm gonna do me regardless. Like, that's just what it is. Yes, they do try to push a look on you, an ideal look that they have. I went through that, and it's frustrating, especially.
I was about to say, like, what if the look fire? I like, maybe the look might be fire that they're trying to push on you. Like, I always wonder how that would be.
Yeah, it's really about just having something. You just have to stand out. Like, it has to be something individual about you that makes you, like, you know, it makes you just like special. Like, that makes you. What is it about you that makes you stand out from all the other artists that are going to the execs? So, and they like continuity. They prefer you to have, you know, just like this one look that is your look that people know when they see this, that's you, you know. But
it's like when Toni Braxton signed with LaFace, it wasn't really their idea, but she decided to get breast augmentation, and then she cut her hair. You know what I mean? It came from a gospel background, and it just was a drastic change for her. And LaFace paid for it, and then she realized later on she paid for it. But it was like her decision. She took control and made a decision to do those things herself, as opposed to the label saying, well, you know what, you need to do this or do that. So I respect women in that sense of taking charge and saying, I don't care what a deal is, I'm going to do me.
That's why I just released that new single, Be Yourself, but that's pretty much just like what the context of the record is about. Just like me experiencing having so many people around me with so many opinions about my hair, my tattoos, and my sound, and, you know, my makeup and all these other things that really stressed me out on a whole nother level. And I wouldn't say that's why things didn't work between me and my old label, but we just couldn't agree on me being me, and that's an issue. So I came up with this song, Be Yourself, because I can only be myself. So yeah, everybody make sure they go check that out.
Was it a lot of backlash from the Breakfast Club interview?
From my image, like from the look, or just from like the interview in general? I mean, honestly, no, I wouldn't say that I had any type of backlash. The comments on there were funny. They tried to clown me for my hair on there. Like, that interview for me, it was like super last minute, and I wasn't prepared. I was super nervous. I was going through so many things behind the scenes. I didn't know what I should answer, how I should answer it, who was going to feel about it. But that was at the time, and I was concerned about how people cared and like if they, you know, would be worried or upset or whatever. But, you know, I grew out of that. Obviously, I'm not in a space to make my decisions or my conversations based off of other people's emotions. I spent too much of my career doing things because of how other people felt. So neither here nor there. That Breakfast Club interview for me, I was super nervous and all these other things. And I had just got out of the Rock Nation deal, which everyone was looking at me to be in and going hard in and, you know, doing all these Rock Nation things, but things just don't always go as planned.
I just had to pull it up. I didn't see it. I gotta look at it now. I'm like, what are they talking about? And I've seen you kill
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like,
yeah, nobody even knew that was me for real because of the hair and all that. But
go ahead. I would like you to tell them about the latest thing you got working and where we can find you at. Unless anybody else got any more questions before we get your your socials and your what you got dropping.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Neisha Neshae. You can follow me on all social media at Neisha Neshae. Make sure you download my new single, Be Yourself, available on all streaming platforms.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. Have a good day, y'all.
You too.
Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest internet radio station on the planet.
Even the other radio stations are tuning in.
Your choice, your music. UChoiceRadio.com.